Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures in Collecting. We are here with friend of the pod, returning guest, best friend of the pod. I mean, you've been on here so many times at this point. You need a jacket
best
or something.
Friend, yeah. Best friend.
Brian Volk-Weiss.
Thank you for having me back.
Certainly our earliest friend.
Yes, you're one of our earliest friends.
You guys have been there almost since the beginning.
So it's been amazing, as we always say, to watch the company grow. You had 2 panels this time.
Yep.
Star Trek, Moo Mesa, Biker Mice. You've got your $4.99 minifigures. Actually, I think that's a good place to start before we dig into this for real. The $4.99 minifigures. Just tell us a little bit about your philosophy on that, because I think it's really cool.
And it's so funny. Everyone always asks about this. Like, we can make money at that price point.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense to charge more. You know, we own those brands. So because we own them, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, these other companies should do what Nacelle's doing. They can't because they don't own the brands for the most part. So I always feel bad. People are like, why is NECA doing this? It's like, well, they don't own Turtles. So Paramount has to make money. NECA has to make money. Walmart has to make money. We don't have to pay anyone for Biker Mice. So as cheesy as it is, but I love the expression, we pass on the savings to you. Like, but that's the mindset. If we can make money, then we will make more money if we sell more.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to business school, but that at least makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it's awesome too to see the kind of continuation of that, you know, heritage line. People often refer to 3 3/4 as the heritage scale.
Yeah.
Right. So it's awesome to see that heritage scale continuing into some properties we have not yet seen in that scale. But yeah, that first panel was incredible. You know, you showed off 3 new figures. We got 2 new coming to Moo Mesa and a new Biker Mice figure. Can you tell us maybe who's next in the Biker Mice line?
Well, we announced Rimfire yesterday. Oh, well, we didn't announce him, but we revealed the Paint Master yesterday for Rimfire.
Yeah.
And I mean that's wave 2. Carbine, Limburger, Dr. Carbuncle. So that's wave 2. Are we prepping wave 3? Maybe. But that's a 2026 answer.
Okay. All right. So we'll have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
And one of the other things before we hop into just talking about Star Trek a little bit was you mentioned about the animated series, and I think one of the really cool points that you mentioned was kind of your transparency with RoboForce and how it's not a guinea pig of a series, but it was like risk reward in terms of like storytelling versus execution.
Yeah.
Maybe talk a little bit more about that.
You know, it was funny that I think the question you're referring to is yesterday at the panel, somebody said, and it was a great question. It was like, why did you start with
RoboForce and not the more recognizable
not
Biker Mice? Yeah.
And it really was, being systematic about it. We wanted to, Biker Mice. It's a higher mountain. Let's be honest. Between Biker Mice and RoboForce, Biker Mice has a lot more fans. So we wanted to make sure, because we knew we had never made a cartoon before. We wanted to make sure that when we did it for the first time, it was great. But by the time we got to Biker Mice, I wanted to have some of the learning curve already behind us, which was definitely the right thing to do.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it, and it was kind of thrown out there that like the fan base, right? Like how much people a RoboForce cartoon would reach versus a Biker Mice cartoon. I mean, now, what are some of the things that you've learned from RoboForce that maybe you'll be applying to Biker Mice in the future?
I would say the main thing we learned is the animation needs to be super duper 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 great. So that was really the only knock on season 1 was that people weren't loving the animation. But it's interesting. It's funny. I saw recently Ron Howard was interviewed about Solo. And he said he called George Lucas before he took the job. and he said, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. And Lucas said, remember, if you do take the job, Star Wars is for 12-year-olds. And do I think RoboForce and Biker Mice are for 12-year-olds? No, of course not. But it's also for them.
Yeah.
It's not only for them, but it's also for them. And they don't seem to care about the animation style.
Yep.
So luckily sales have been phenomenal, and Tubi couldn't be happier. But I think a lot of that comes from the people that don't have Instagram accounts yet because they're too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when the story's great, like, things can easily be forgiven.
Yes.
And that was the case with RoboForce.
That's what seems to be happening, thank God.
Yeah, and I mean, I can confirm that, personally, my kids love RoboForce. Like, I showed it to them, a 9-year-old and 4-year-old girl, they love it. They
makes me so happy.
We watched the first couple episodes that morning that it launched. Like, I made it like Saturday morning cartoons for them, like sit crisscross on the ground with your bowl of cereal and like, here, watch this. And after 3 episodes, they had like dance class and stuff to go to, and they're like, can we watch more? Like, I don't want to go. So like, to your point, good storytelling, humor that works across, age barriers. It's all there. So
it's what we tried to do.
So Dave, you were in the Star Wars or the Star Trek panel, excuse me. I pulled a you.
Yeah, you did.
Or I pulled a
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
That was our last
last
interview.
You were in the Star Trek panel.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you saw that?
Did you not come? Did you cheat on us with Hasbro?
We have to split off.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
But I was there.
Bevan can't even believe
Bevan
it.
can't believe it.
We disappointed Bevan.
Hasbro.
So I think one of the cool things that is officially going forward, because I know that was something that was talked about, was going bridge crew for a wave.
That's
and
right.
Then assortment and even mini waves within the assortment wave. What was one of the things that kind of decided, like, hey, let's go with the mini waves inside the wave? Because you talked about the bridge crews being one of the bigger requests.
Again, we've received over, it could be over 8,000, but we've received thousands and thousands of emails from fans of Star Trek toys. And the message that I kept hearing over and over and over again was, I want to be able to put everybody together from the same this, from the same that. And that's what, and again, I don't want to take credit for something if I shouldn't be. For all I know, this has been around in the toy business for 50 years. But to me, I saw that, all these comments, like it was all about groupings. And I was like, well, the community seems to care a lot about groupings. Let's give them some groups. And that really, again, like, there's no mystery or magic behind what we're doing. We've made ourselves very accessible. We listen to what we're told, and as best we can, we do what people want, which 99.9999999% of the time dovetails perfectly with what I want to do. So, yeah, so it's win-win.
So is that what led to starting with the original series instead
Yes.
of like something more current? Or?
Yes, but also it's the 60th, and we knew it would be coming out next year.
Okay.
So it just made sense to do that.
So we saw like the generations, like the ship crew. So everybody's going to be in their fleet uniforms. It's kind of a memeable moment, and like the dillweed is a memeable moment. So there's a lot of those things included. Mountain climbing Captain Kirk.
So I love Star Trek V, parts of it. And luckily, based on you asking that, one of the parts I love is the opening. So, and I want to have the little marshmallow thing as an accessory. Mm-hmm. So I got to do that.
One last thing before
Yes,
you go, just
yes.
remind our viewers, our listeners, where can they submit their requests for the Star Trek line?
Star Trek at Nacelle.com.
Perfect. Brian.
And pre-order Wave 2 now.
Yeah.
Pre-order Wave 2 now.
Right now.
Came out today.
The link is down there.
Literally,
The link
as
is
we
down
speak.
there.
As we speak.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys as always.